Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back on the channel. Welcome back on Inter Worldwide. It's time for another edition of Let's Talk. Doing it when I have the time and when I have the space and when I have the place. So thank you for tuning in once again to the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you in a live show in about an hour and a half's time as well. And we will keep the content going. So our first Let's Talk, which went out last week, was on Henrik Mkhitaryan, who I reiterated had to stay in the squad. We need to keep Henrik Mkhitaryan around. Most, if not all of you agreed with me, and I'm going to do that typical Anthony thing where I take it completely left field for somebody else. Today's Let's Talk is on Marcus Thuram, son of Lilian Thuram, born in Parma, believe it or not. Born in Parma 26 years ago, August the 6th, 1997. Marcus Thuram came to Inter for free. Now, this season, with the departure of Romelu Lukaku, it was not the initial stage of contact for Marcus Thuram, as some people might think. No, if those of you remember under Antonio Conte, we drew Borussia Mönchengladbach in the 2020/2021 Champions League campaign. This would have been the Champions League campaign where we bombed out in the groups but won the Scudetto that year. So Marcus Thuram starts his journey at 18 years old at FC Socha. I have no idea how to pronounce the full name of that club. But his first big club, I guess, after earning a transfer to Guingamp, who once again, I've never really heard of that club. I don't know where they are. But this is where he starts to establish himself over the next few years because his market value goes from about 1.8 million as high as about 9.5. At age 22, he moves to Borussia Mönchengladbach and his value basically skyrockets in the space of 6 months. A great piece of business by Mönchengladbach to get his value up from about 11.5 million to 28 million instantaneously. Now he starts to peak in form again around about that 2020 mark. He's 23 years old and his highest market value comes in at 40 million euros. He then does a fairly serious injury because funny thing was it was around about this time where Inter were looking at making a move for the guy. We were really looking at making the move for the guy. However, halfway through that Champions League season, he does the injury and his market value drops pretty quickly from 40 down to about 28. It's at this point in time that Gladbach should be looking for a buyer, but they don't. And they let him get to 24 years old and his market value is 20 million. However, the form that he's played into, he is able to earn a book value of about 31 million euros before he is transferred to Inter. However, his contract expires, meaning that his book value in theory might be 31 million. But guess what his amortized value is? I think that's the right word to use there. Guess what his real world practical value is? 0. Zilch. Perfect situation for Beppe Marotta, who was probably already laying the groundwork. He signs for Inter. And straight away, as we do our first evaluation on October 2023, he's now back valued at 41 million euros. Fast forward 3 months, it's 55 million euros. And fast forward to just after the Supercoppa, it is now at 65 million euros. Marcus Thuram's current value, as valued by us, is 65 million euros. We have a release clause of about 75 to 80 million euros. That's right. Whereas I said you need to keep Henrik Mkhitaryan for completely different reasons, Inter just might be entertaining the sale of Marcus Thuram this mercato. I'll repeat that. Marcus Thuram might just be ready to pack up his bags and leave if he has been told by anybody at the club that there is no guarantee that he is there next season. Now, am I saying that he is going to be sold? No. Am I saying that we have intentions to sell? No. Let's just look at the situation that we are in at the moment, guys and gals. We currently have been taken over by Oaktree, this hedge fund, which has no intention of holding the club long term. And if you're going to go and tell a company like Oaktree, who is looking at Inter going, well, we need to make some money on this club, on this asset somewhere. Hold up. You're going to tell me that we can make 65 plus green dollars on our books? This and the Hakan thing will actually be spoken about. Once the dust settles from the whole Suning departure, Once the dust settles on the initial meetings and the follow-up meetings between Marotta, Bacin, Zanetti, Altobello, Auxilio, and the new ownership, be prepared. Be prepared for news to hit the market that one or two of our main men might be sold. If we choose to sell our centre forward, who has been known to play regularly on the left wing, we stand to collect a very large amount of money which will be reinvested. Once again, do I want to see him go? No. Let's look at the data. 34 appearances for 13 goals and 13 assists. He has been in the starting 11 87% of the time. In his first season with the club, he has won Scudetto. He also won the Nations League with France, Super Cup winner, and under-19 champion. I don't know if they were all this year, actually. I don't think so. It might have actually been all this season, though. But anyway, altogether, we knew he was going to have a good season because he just started well. An assist against Cagliari, goals against Fiorentina, 2 assists against Fiorentina as well. Goals against Milan, Torino, Roma, Napoli, Udinese, Lazio, Monza, Roma, Salernitana. Only picked up an injury for one period of the season, which was an adductor injury. He spent 2 matches out. We won both of those games 4-0 against Lecce and Atalanta. It was right about that time that we knew the Scudetto was going to be in the black and blue half of Milan. I can't really say much other than my opinion after this. Do I want to see him go? No, because he is versatile, he can play out wide, and he has proven that he is more than capable of dominating this league. Fell short in the Champions League, but there's always a chance to go again. It's not the right time to sell this player performance-wise, system-wise, objectives-wise. It's definitely the right time to sell this player value-wise. If we do choose to sell him, I can only pray that half of that money would be invested in attackers, because right now we are in a situation where we can let Arnautovic and Sanchez slide out. We can bring in Taremi, and then we only need 2 more spots to fill. I might make a video on the idea of Pinamonti coming back, because I'm not completely against the idea. I'm sorry if this video has struck people a bad way, or has struck a nerve, or is just sending the wrong message. Once again, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. There is no bad news. This is simply another very honest, raw, let's talk. You know what I'm about. You know that if there is a difficult topic to talk about, I will flock to it. I love it. Fight or flight. There is no flight. None in me. Marcus Thuram is worth what he is worth, and we will have more serious conversations about him as the time comes, when the time comes. Guys, it's nothing but positivity. This is not a negative video. We are just keeping the vibes flowing, and like I've been saying, now's the perfect time for us to keep making hard decisions. We've got the course set. The management should stay. Inzaghi is staying. If we need to shift a couple of chess pieces to win another game, then we will do that. This is going to be Damage Control Season 4 for Marotta and co. We are seasoned veterans at it. We are experienced at it. 3 of our main rivals will change their manager. Be positive no matter what. All right, guys. Forza Inter worldwide. I'll see you soon. Ciao.